Hello everybody, welcome to this instruction video. In this video I'd like to show you how to make this afghan square. This is a 12-inch square and I've named it Stephan after my firstborn son. The reason why I named it Stephan is because this is the first square that I designed myself and I'm really happy with how it turned out. If you want to make a 12-inch version like this, you're going to need worsted weight yarn. I've got Stone Washed XL by Scheepjes that I used to make this 12-inch version, and together with the yarn you will of course also need a 5mm hook and H hook. So that will give you a 12-inch version like this. If you're however going for slightly smaller, you could consider using a double knit yarn, and then you will get a 10-inch version of this square. And for this 10-inch version I used Scheepjes Color Crafter yarn, which is a double knit yarn, and a 4mm hook. That's a G hook. In the video I'll be taking you step by step through the rounds making up this square. If you want a color distribution like this, you are going to need 3 colors of yarn. So I used 3 in this version, but also 3 in the double knit version. For this video I will actually be using the double knit yarn, so I'll be using Scheepjes Color Crafter and a 4mm hook during this video. But like I said, if you want a 10-inch square, the double knit is fine. If you want a 12-inch square, you'll need slightly thicker yarn. So I'll take you step by step through these rounds making up this afghan square called Stephan. I want to thank you for watching and I hope it's a useful video for you. I'm going to start by making a slip knot and putting this on my hook. Ready to start? I'm going to do a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and close with a slip stitch on the first chain. Now you have a small ring. Just pull it a little bit apart, and there it is, and we're going to be working in that ring. Do a chain 3. This is your first double crochet, and now make 2 more double crochets in the ring. So that's 1 and 2. In the beginning this is a little fiddly, I know, but we'll make do. Chain 2, and now work 3 double crochets in the ring again. One, 2, 3 double crochets. This we're going to repeat 3 more times. Chain 2, 3 double crochets in the ring. 1, 2, 3. So that's the second repeat. Chain 2. And now we do the third repeat, so you're going to have 4 edges in total. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Still need to do a chain 2, and now we're going to close on the first stitch, so that's the chain 3 here. To close there with a slip stitch. I've made a small little square, and I'm going to cut off my yarn because in the next round I'm using a new color, and then we're ready to start round 2. Round 2, a new color yarn. going to attach in any chain 2 corner space. I'm going to choose this space. I'm going to attach my yarn with a slip stitch, like so. Work in the corner 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So my first double crochet is a chain 3, and now I work 2 more, sorry, 1 more, chain 2, and 2 more in the same space. Like so. So that is a new corner made. We're now going to work double crochets on these next 3 stitches, but only in the back loops of those stitches. So this first one you're going to have to move a little bit aside to see that stitch. You see there it is, slightly hidden by the corner. And then on the back loop only, make a double crochet. You're going to do the same for the next 2 stitches also. That's 1, 2, and 3. You see I fit only the back loop. What you've just done, the corner and the 3 back loop double crochets, you're going to do that on all 4 edges. In the next corner, I'm going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and work 2 more double crochets in this space. 1 and 2. I have these 3 stitches. I'm going to work in the back loops of. Now that first stitch might be a little tricky because we've got a slip stitch in there, and if it's easier, take it slightly to the left, in my case because I'm right-handed, to the left there. I'm going to do the back loop, and what I'm also going to be doing is I'm going to take these threads further with me, the red and the pink. I've also been working over the pink thread as I go, so that way I don't have to work these threads in later. Okay, wait, just got my, there we go. So on that first back loop, taking everything with me. So 1, the second stitch, 2, and on the third, 3. Do the repeat once more. 2 double crochets in the corner, chain 2, and 2 more in the same corner space. On these 3 stitches, work 3 back loop double crochets, especially on the first stitch. Make sure that you can see it properly. Move your corner stitches aside if needed. And a last repeat. So again, 2 double crochets here in the corner. You see I still have these yarns with me. Pink I'm going to let go, I'm going to cut that, but the red I do want to take just 1 series further, 1 repeat further. 2, chain 2, 2 more double crochets in that same corner space. And on the last 3 stitches, 3 back loop double crochets. So only the back loop. So 1, 2, and 3. To close with a slip stitch on the first of this first stitch, that's the chain 3. So on the top of that chain 3, close with a slip stitch. I'm going to cut my yarn because I'm using a new color in the next round, and I'm also just going to cut off these threads here to the back. You see how I've now worked them in as I go, so I don't have to spend any extra time working these away. That kind of makes life easier for me. So that completes round 2, and in the next round I'll be using a new color yarn again. Round 3, new color yarn, and we're going to work trebles in this round. In the corners and at certain places along the edges we're going to work back post trebles. To start on any corner stitch, I'm going to attach my yarn with a chain with a slip stitch, and we're going to work in the corner 2 trebles. I'm going to do a chain 4 as my first treble, and now work a second treble also, so that's twice over. One treble, chain 2, just move everything a little bit aside, and 2 more trebles in that same space. So 1 and 2. You can see I'm again working over my yarn from the beginning, so I don't have to work that in later. On the next 2 stitches, so that's going to be the first and second stitch here, going to work 2 back post trebles, so 1 on each. So yarn over, around the next stitch, from the back work a treble, and also on the next stitch from the back work a treble. These next 3 stitches you work trebles, just regular trebles, and I'm just going to pick that thread again and work over it also. So 1, 2, 3 trebles. And the last 2 stitches again work 2 back post trebles. 1 on each. So 1 and 2. In the corner again work 3 trebles, chain 2 and 3 trebles, and then this here is your repeat, so the corner and then the edge you're going to do that 3 more times, so 4 times in total. I'll show you the repeat once more. Twice over for the treble. It's 1, 2 trebles, chain 2 and work 2 more trebles in that same space. Move everything up a bit. On your first 2 stitches work a back post treble. That's 1 and 2. On the next 3 stitches work a treble, a regular treble, so just through both loops the entire stitch. Two and 3, and on your last 2 stitches, those 2 there, work a back post treble also. So that's once and twice. Now you've done the repeat 2 times. Just going to cut my yarn and work everything in here. This repeat, do that 2 more times and then close with a slip stitch on this first stitch or make an invisible join. Round 4, new color yarn. Going to attach in any corner space and work 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochet in that corner space. Chain 3 for my first double crochet, and then 1 more, chain 2 and work 2 more double crochets, all in the same corner space. On the edge, you're going to work a back loop double crochet on every stitch. So these are 11 in total. Back loop, pick up that first back loop, especially that first one might be slightly hidden by the corner. That's 1, 2, I'm going to do 11 on every stitch. Or actually 1 on every stitch, 11 in total. And then that is also your repeat unit, which you're going to do all the way around. So in the corner you make a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and along the edge you work a back loop double crochet on every stitch. This is the last one already. So that is your repeat unit. I'm going to do this on all 4 edges. Round 5. This round is similar to round 2 because we're going to be making back post stitches and regular stitches. A new color yarn, going to attach in any chain 2 corner space with a slip stitch. Make 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles in the corner. Chain 4 for my first treble, and now work a second treble in that same space. Chain 1. Do take note, only chain 1 here, and then again 2 trebles in the corner. And 2. We're now going to work a series of back post stitches and treble stitches. On the first 3 stitches you work a back post treble. Twice over. Around that first stitch, and also the second, and the third, so you've worked 3 back post trebles on those first 3 stitches. On the next 3 stitches you work 3 regular trebles. That's your next stitch. One, 2, 3 regular trebles. On the following 3 again work back post trebles. Twice over your next stitch, a back post, 2, 3 back post stitches. On the following 3 again regular trebles. You can see the rhythm here: back post, regular, and then we're going to do back post again. So the next 3 stitches, 3 trebles through both loops, so just a normal treble crochet. 2, 3, and then your last 3 stitches again back post. So 1, 2, 3 back post trebles. Now you're at the same point where you are here. You're going to work the corner, 3 trebles, chain 1, 3 trebles, 2 trebles. Just quickly show you, just to make sure there's no confusion. 2 trebles, chain 1 and 2 trebles. And then this corner is exactly the same as that corner. So you're now going to again work your trebles, these back post, regular, back post, regular, back post trebles. Go all the way around and close with a slip stitch on your first standing treble or chain 3. Round 6, I have a new color yarn on my hook with a slip knot, and we're going to start in any chain 1 corner space. I'm going to start by making a single crochet in a chain 1 corner space, and this single crochet is also the new corner for this round. We're now going to be making a lot of stitches, but only in the back loops of the next of all these stitches until the next corner. So you're working everything in the back loop only. I'm going to work 3 single crochets. So in that first stitch, the back loop only. So 1, 2, 3 single crochets. Now 4 half double crochets. Next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4 half doubles. Moving on, and we're making double crochets on 5 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochets. Now we're going to come back here the same as this side, so making 4 half doubles, 1, 2, 3, 4, and at this point you should have 3 stitches left. On these 3 you're going to work single crochets. And everything is still in the back loop only. Like so. In the chain 1 space you make a single crochet, and this is your new corner. And this edge, so from single crochet to single crochet, everything in between you're going to do on all 4 sides. When you get to the beginning, close with a slip stitch, and then you've completed the inside part of the square. And then next round we're going to be building the outside part. Round 7, a new color yarn. In this round we're going to start on any single crochet that you have in a corner and attach your yarn with a slip stitch. And this slip stitch also counts as your corner stitch in this round. That's your slip stitch. Now do chain 12, and don't do these chains too tight. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chain stitches. Going to come to the center of your next edge, and you remember you have here 5 double crochets. Now in that center of those 5 you're going to work a double crochet. So it's basically in the third of the 5 double crochets. So you have here, it's 1, 2, 3. So it's on this stitch, so 3 because that's 4 and 5. So on that third double crochet you're going to work a double crochet. Like so. And now we're again going to do chain 12 and then do a slip stitch on the next corner. So again, chain 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chain stitches. Come to the corner single crochet, that's this stitch here, and work a slip stitch into there. And this is your repeat unit. You're going to do this all the way around, and in the next round we're going to build into these chain stitches here. I'll show you a few more times. Chain 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then a double crochet in the third of the 5 double crochets you have here. So that's 1, 2, 3 on the third double crochet, and that's the center stitch on your edge. Work a double crochet on there, and then again chain 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. On the next single crochet, join with a slip stitch, and again chain 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chains in the most center stitch, so that's in your third double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, work a double crochet again, chain 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Your slip stitch in the corner single crochet again. Need to do this one more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chain stitches. To make a double crochet on the third double crochet. Chain 12 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Come right back to the beginning. So in this stitch where you already have a slip stitch from the beginning, you're going to add a second slip stitch. And that completes this round. And the next round I'm using the same color yarn and we're going to be building into these chain spaces we just created. For row 8, I'm going to start with a chain 1. That doesn't count as a stitch, it's just to get you to the correct height. I'm going to take my yarn tail with me, this is from the beginning, and I'm going to work into this first chain space. I'm going to start by making 2 single crochets. So 1, 2 single crochets, 3 half doubles. So 1, 2, 3 half double crochets, 3 double crochets, all still in the same space. So 1, 2, and 3. And now we work 3 treble crochets, all still in this chain 12 space. Just 2 times over, and now you work 3 trebles. 1, 2, and 3 trebles. Now I can cut this yarn. I'm just going to spread these stitches a little bit over this chain 12 space. Going to go to the double crochet that you've made here. Going to work 2 trebles, chain 2 and 2 trebles in this double crochet, and by doing so you're making your new corner. It's twice over in that space. Work on 1 treble, so in that stitch I should say, 2 trebles, chain 2, and now 2 more trebles. So you've got 4 trebles in that one stitch in total. And then this space here, that chain 2 space, that's your new corner. Now we're going to go down this chain 12 space in the opposite order as we've done on this side. So on this side you're now going to work 3 treble crochets in the chain 12 space. So that's 1, 2, 3 trebles, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3 double crochets, 3 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 2 single crochets, 1, 2. Just going to quickly spread these stitches a little bit because that makes your square look nicer if these are just distributed a little bit evenly. And that almost completes this edge. So we're going to make a single crochet on the slip stitch that you have here. And that is your repeat unit. So this bit here from these 2 single crochets that you made into the chain 12 space all the way to this single crochet that you have here. This is your repeat unit that you're going to do 4 times in total. So you've now done once. So on the following 3 edges you need to do exactly the same. I'm going to show you once more. So we start in the chain 12 space with 2 single crochets. So 1, 2. That means you have 12 here in total, 2 on this side, 1 on the slip stitch and 2 on the other side. So that's 2 single crochets, then 3 half doubles, 3 double crochets, and 3 treble crochets. I just split my yarn, there we go. 2, and 3. On the double crochet that you have here, you're going to work 2 trebles, so 1, 2 trebles, chain 2, and 2 new trebles in the same space. So you now have your new corner made on that double crochet there. Moving on, now doing 3 trebles in the next chain 12 space. So 1, 2, 3 trebles, 3 doubles, 3 half doubles, and 2 single crochets. Again, just going to spread these out a little bit. There we go. And on that single crochet, on that slip stitch, you work a single crochet. Now you've done the second repeat. You're going to do this 2 more times, and when you get here, remember you still need to make 1 single crochet on that slip stitch because we started with the 2 single crochets in the chain 12 space. So finish with a single crochet on your slip stitch, and then you can cut your yarn because we're going to use a new color. No, do not cut your yarn actually. I'm going to use the same color for the next round. Just to show the end of round 8, just done those 2 single crochets here in the chain 12 space. So on the slip stitch you work a single crochet. There we go. I just snagged my yarn. And now you close with a slip stitch on your first single crochet. And we also have here this chain 1. That's not what you're going for. Going for the first actual stitch. You see here these are your 2 first single crochets. So on that first single crochet you close with a slip stitch. Now you're ready for the next round. Round 9, you're going to be building on this edge that we already have. You're now in that first single crochet. Do a chain 2. This counts as your first half double crochet. Work 8 more half double crochets on the next 8 stitches. This is the stitch you're currently in, so you're not going to work in that one because your chain 2 counts for that. Go on to the next stitch. That's 1 half double, so that's 1. I've just got my yarn twisted there. There we go. Let's do that again. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 half double crochets. On the next stitches you're going to work 4 double crochets on these next 4 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets. Now you're onto the corner space. So in this chain 2 corner space you have here, you're going to work 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets. This is a pretty standard corner that we work often in squares. And on this side you're going to do exactly the same as on this side, but in reverse order. So we're doing 4 half double crochets. And especially that first stitch, be mindful not to skip that stitch. It's 1, 2, 3. I've got something else here on my yarn. 3 and 4 half doubles on the next 19 stitches. That's going to bring you all the way to this side. So 19 half doubles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 17, 18 and 19 half doubles. You now have 4 stitches left, and on those 4 you're going to work a half double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and oops, there we go, 4 half double crochets, and you're onto the corner again. That's 2 double crochets, 2 doubles, chain 2 and 2 doubles in that same space. And then you're at the same point here as you were here. So repeat this all the way around and close with a slip stitch on your first chain 2. On your last repeat, you're of course omitting your last 9 half double crochets. So close on your first chain 2. Round 10, start with a new color yarn, and in any chain 2 corner space, attach with a slip stitch. I'm going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in this corner. So my first double crochet is a chain 3, can also do a standing double crochet here if you prefer. Then a second double crochet, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets in that same space. That's your new corner made. Now we're going to work along this edge basically every second stitch. Do a chain 1, skip this first stitch, it's going to be that stitch, and on the next stitch work a double crochet. This you're going to repeat until you're at the other side. That's going to be 15 times. Chain 1, skip a stitch and work a double crochet. Chain 1, skip and a double crochet. You can see how you're building a little mesh here. So you're going to do this 15 times, which will bring you almost to the other side. Have a few more to go. And skip a stitch and work the next. And then the last one, this is number 15. Skip a stitch and work a double crochet. At this point you should have one stitch left before you get to the next corner. So you're going to do chain 1, skip that last stitch and work a new corner, which is a double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets. There you go. And this corner is exactly the same as this corner. So do all the repeats on all 4 edges, make this little mesh, and in the next round I'll be using the same color yarn, so don't cut your yarn. Round 11, you're currently in that first double crochet here of this corner space with a slip stitch. Just going to go to the next stitch, that's a stitch before the chain 2 corner space, with a slip stitch. So now you're in that stitch before the corner space. Do a chain 3, counts as your first double crochet. In the chain 2 corner space you work a double crochet and a second, chain 2 and 2 more. So you've worked in your corner space 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Onto the straight edge, so here we're starting our repeat, just so it's the corner. Now we start the repeat. Going to skip the first stitch, it's going to be that stitch there, and then the second, skip that stitch, in the second you make a double crochet. So this is slightly asymmetrical corner, and you're doing this just to tweak the square a little bit. In the chain 1 space you're going to work 2 double crochets. and you're going to do that all the way to the other side basically. So you're skipping the double crochet, and in the chain 1 space work 2 double crochets. So in every chain 1 space you work 2 double crochets. Two more left. So this chain 2 space, sorry, chain 1 space, and the next chain 1 space. I've now worked 2 double crochets in every chain 1 space. So before we get to the corner, you've got 2 more double crochets here. You're skipping the first one, and the second you work a double crochet. Then you're onto the corner. You work 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. And now you're at exactly the same point you are here as you were here. So make your repeat, do this on all 4 edges and close with a slip stitch on that first stitch. Round 12, I have a new color yarn. I'm going to use the same color yarn as I did right in the center. So for round 1, just a note on this round, depending on what size your square is, you might want to change the stitch that we're doing. I'm doing trebles in this round to get my square to 12 inches with a worsted weight yarn and 10 inches with a double knit yarn. But depending on your own tension, you could need a different stitch size here altogether. So if you're close to 10 or 12 inches, work the trebles with me. If you're very far away from 10 or 12 inches, you could also work an extra round. If you're already almost on or even over the 10 or 12 inches, work a double crochet here, or maybe even a half double crochet if that's better for your size. So use this last round to adapt your square and get the right size. I'm using trebles for this round, but feel free to do any other height stitch, double crochets or half doubles or singles even if needed. I'm going to start with a chain 4 for my first treble, twice over, and do another treble in that same space. Chain 2 and 2 more trebles. And there we go. That's your corner made, so that's 2 trebles, chain 2 and 2 trebles. And now you're going to work a back post treble on each and every stitch. Twice over. That's your first treble. So you're basically going to work a back post treble on every stitch. And when you get to the corner, you work 2 trebles, chain 2 and 2 trebles. And you go all the way around and you're closed on your first stitch, which can be a standing stitch or a chain stitch. And you can close with a slip stitch or a magic join. That's all up to you. So work all your back post stitches. And when you're done, close with that slip stitch. So when you've gone all the way around, work to where your last ends. This is what your square looks like. Brings us to the end of this instruction video. Thank you for watching, and until the next time.